Are y'all thinking about moving to Temecula? Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. In this video, I'm going to go over everything from the beautiful scenery in wine country to the traffic that we have now, which is pretty bad. I want to help you understand the advantages and the disadvantages so that you can weigh the benefits and the drawbacks so that when you're ready to make your home in Temecula, you can make a really well-informed decision. And we're going to start right now. Let's start with the cons. So we'll start with the bad stuff. The traffic. The traffic in Temecula is really getting bad. There's just so much growth going on, and it's just rapidly more people are moving in. So there's just more cars and more people. So that just makes the traffic that much worse. Sometimes the 15 freeway can be insane. Sometimes it is so packed, especially if you're coming north, like from San Diego in the afternoon. You want to make sure you get on the freeway before 3 o'clock. Otherwise, you are going to be sitting in traffic and your drive home is going to be that much longer. After you've lived here a while, you kind of figure out the streets you can take so that you can avoid some parts of the freeway that just get super packed. Like sometimes when you're going to Menifee, you just take streets instead, because if you try and get on the 15 to the 215, you're going to be sitting, especially when you get to the 15-215 exchange, because it definitely backs up right there. Once you get past that, it kind of opens up. But until you're at that point, it's definitely neck to neck. The next thing is that Temecula really has limited nightlife and entertainment options. So we really don't have a big nightlife scene here, so you may have to travel. You may have to go down to San Diego if you want to go dancing or something like that, or go to concerts, or you may want to go to LA so you can get some of that in too. So you're probably going to have to travel a little bit. Temecula does have a theater where they do have plays that go on, and some of the bars and everything in Old Town, sometimes they have live music as well. So that's an option. But that doesn't happen a lot, so you're probably going to need to travel a little bit. The next thing is that there's limited higher education options in Temecula. There is an extension of Cal State San Marcos here, and so some people do attend that. But if you're going to go to a junior college, you're either going to travel a little bit south and you're going to go to Mount Palomar, or you're going to go a little bit north and you're going to go to Mount San Jacinto. So there's really not a lot that's right here in Temecula. You've got Cal State San Bernardino. That's about 45 minutes away. So if you're thinking of going to Cal State, you could go there. And then there's also Cal State San Marcos. So you're talking about maybe 30 to 45 minutes to get there. And then you've got San Diego State, and you're probably looking at least an hour to get down there to get to that college. And then you also have UC Riverside, which is only about 45 minutes from here. And actually, a lot of people do that. They go to UC Riverside and they commute because it's not that bad of a drive and it's only like 45 minutes, so they'll do that. Same thing for Cal State San Marcos. Since it's not too far, a lot of people that are attending the college, they just commute. So they stay here, they live in Temecula, and they commute to either San Marcos or Riverside. The next thing is that Temecula is really getting crowded. It has become a really big tourist attraction. With all the wineries we have in wine country, we have over 50 wineries. So that is a big draw for people that want to come to Temecula. I know one time my parents, they were living in San Antonio, and they were so excited because on one of the travel stations, they talked about Temecula, and they talked about how, the wine country and all the wineries and everything, and they just thought that that was pretty cool. And we do love the wineries here, but they can definitely get crowded. Everybody's there on the weekends, and you're going to see tons of traffic in wine country because everybody's going from one winery to the next. It's getting crowded in Old Town too. Now they do have a great parking garage, so that's where I usually park. I park in the parking garage, and then I just walk to wherever I'm going to go in Old Town. They do have street parking, but sometimes it's hard to get a space right there on the street. But if you just go to the parking garage, you can walk everywhere in Old Town. It's not that big, and you can walk everywhere. So if you want to go to some bars that are there, or restaurants, or to the theater or something that's there, then just park in the parking garage and then just walk to it. The next thing is that there's limited shopping opportunities in Temecula. Now, when I first moved here in 1997, We did not even have a mall. We didn't have a Walmart. So really, to do any shopping, you definitely had to travel. I had to either go to Lake Elsinore or down to Oceanside to get to a Walmart, and to get to a mall in Escondido, they had a mall. So we had to go there to get a mall. When they finally opened it up, oh, it was wonderful. But it's still, there's not a ton of options at the mall. So you may have to travel somewhere to go shopping. A lot of people like to go down to San Diego. They have quite a few malls down there. So a lot of people do just travel down there and go shopping. And Old Town does have a lot of really small boutiques, so you can do some shopping there as well. But as y'all know, shopping online is so huge right now, and I think that that's why a lot of the stores have closed down and they're just not open anymore, because everybody wants to shop online and then just get everything mailed to them. The next thing is that you kind of have limited medical specialists here in Temecula. We do have a hospital right now, and it specializes in cardiology. So that's a good plus for Temecula. But to get to a big hospital, you're either going to have to go to San Diego or to Loma Linda to get some of the more specialists that you're going to need to go to. And you can also travel to Orange County, or you can travel to LA and go to the hospitals there as well. But again, we just have a small hospital here in Temecula. So for a bigger hospital, you're definitely going to have to travel a little bit. Hey, if y'all are finding value in my videos, can you do me a favor? Hit the subscribe button and then hit the bell, and you'll get notified every single time I post a new video. Now, let's start with the pros of Temecula. So we're going to talk about all the good stuff. Temecula is close to San Diego, you're close to LA, you're close to the mountains, and you're close to the desert. We're only about 45 minutes to San Diego, so that's not a bad drive at all. You can head down there and go to some of the beaches. You can also go to Oceanside, and that's only about 30 to 40 minutes, so that's a very easy drive. If you want to head into LA, you're about an hour to an hour and a half away, so you can definitely go down there for the day, find some fun things to do. And Temecula is pretty close to the mountains, so if you're going to head to Big Bear, you're only looking at about an hour to get there, and it's an easy drive. You're also close to Idlewild. That is a cute little town, and it's kind of in the mountains, and they definitely get snow there in the wintertime. That's a really fun place to go visit. And then if you're thinking about a longer time, you want to take a longer skiing trip, you may want to head to Mammoth, and that's about 5 to 5.5 hours. So if you're going to hang out there for the weekend or maybe a 4-day trip, not a bad drive. And then we're close to the desert. So we're close to Palm Springs and Indian Wells and Palm Desert. It's only about 45 minutes to an hour to get there. You can either go on the 10 to head there, or you can take the back way, and that kind of takes you up. You go up Temecula Parkway and it takes you the back way. So it depends. I like to go the back way if it's summertime. If it's wintertime, I usually go the 10, because sometimes there's so much snow. Sometimes the roads are closed if you take the back way, and then you're stuck and you have to turn around and come all the way back. The first thing is the beautiful scenery. We have rolling hills here. We have the vineyards and wine country. We have orange groves as well. Now, we used to have a lot more orange groves, but because of all the growth that's come in Temecula, a lot of those are no longer around, but we still do have some. Temecula is just really peaceful. So when you see that scenery, you get beautiful sunrises and beautiful sunsets, especially if you're in wine country. The view from some of the wineries of the sunsets are spectacular, and you will get some beautiful pictures when you're there. And in the winter, we've got views of the mountains, and so we see the beautiful snow-capped mountains. And we won't have that cold, freezing weather in Temecula, but you can definitely enjoy the views of the mountain and see the snow. It is gorgeous in the winter time. The next thing is that Temecula is pretty close to major airports. You're about an hour and you're at San Diego International Airport. Go the other direction and head north, and you get to Ontario, and that's about 45 minutes to an hour. That's also an international one. You also have the option of going to LAX. Some people prefer to go there. Sometimes they can get a cheaper flight out of LAX, and so they head to LAX. You can also go to Orange County. You could go to the John Wayne Airport there. It's a much smaller airport, so not as many different airlines travel out of there. And then there's Palm Springs, which is about 45 minutes to an hour. Again, that is a smaller airport, so not as many big airlines go out of there. You also have French Valley, which does have a very small airport there. It's not really a major one. It's more for people that maybe they have a private jet, or maybe they're taking flying lessons, so it's more of that kind of an airport. The next thing is restaurants. As Temecula is growing, we are getting some fabulous restaurants. If you head to Old Town, you are going to get a wide variety of restaurants there. You can go to BOTEGA ITALIA, you can go to the Public House, Gambling Cowboy, ESPADIN, which is a great Mexican restaurant. You have Crush and Brew, and you have Luke's, which is kind of cool because they have an upstairs balcony, so you can sit outside and just look over all of Old Town, so that's a really nice place to go. There's so many, I cannot list them all, but definitely you got to try out some of the restaurants when you're coming to Temecula. And in Temecula, one of the best Mexican restaurants is La Cocina. Y'all have to go there if you come here. And also, if you love pizza, try Temecula Pizza. They have fabulous pizza. And then there's also Stadium Pizza, which is one of the funnest places to go. You can go there, sit there with your family, kids. A lot of sports teams will go there. You can watch sports on all the TVs and eat some pizza at the same time. The next thing is that Temecula still has affordable housing, especially compared to San Diego County and Orange County. Once you cross over the county line into San Diego County, prices go sky high. Same thing when you cross over into Orange County, the pricing of houses just is much, much higher than Temecula. And Temecula is a bedroom community, so we do have a lot of people that buy homes here and they still commute to work, whether they're commuting to San Diego or maybe they're going the other direction and they're going to Orange County or LA County or even San Bernardino. So you're going to see a lot of that here. So if you're trying to decide if you want to live in San Diego County or Riverside County, if you're thinking about pricing, you definitely want to be in Riverside County. So you definitely want to be in the Temecula area. And the next thing is wineries. There are over 50 wineries now in Temecula. You can go down Rancho, California, and they're on both sides. Then you can go on some of the side streets, and there's ones there as well. And there's a ton now that are off of Portola. So we just have a wide variety of wineries here now. You have everything from little small boutique wineries to the big wineries like Europa. Europa has several different segments. They have where they started initially, it was called Prelude. So that was their initial wine tasting. Then they opened up their second one, which is Bolero, and that's the Spanish one. The next one they're going to open up is going to be the Italian section. So it's growing, and that is probably, I think, the biggest one in Temecula right now. But again, there are so many wineries out here. If you like red wine, there's certain ones you may want to go to. If you like white wine, there's other ones you may want to go to. So ask me, I'll give y'all a list. I'll tell you what my favorite ones are. And the wineries, Temecula wine country has just really been growing over the last 25 years. And Temecula wine country actually ranks pretty close to Napa. So you're going to get some of the most delicious wine out here, and you can give it as gifts to friends. Maybe you're having friends come visit you, take them to the winery so that they can just taste test Temecula. So in this video, I told y'all about pros and cons of Temecula because I want y'all to know the good things, but you also need to know some of the bad things. So when you're ready to get here, you can make a really good decision that's a perfect fit for you. So we talked about the traffic here in Temecula now. We also talked about limited entertainment options here, so you may have to travel for that. Next, we talked about how some of the higher education is limited here in Temecula. So you may need to travel to San Diego County or Orange County or even San Bernardino County, and then you can get some of the colleges and universities there. We also talked about how Temecula is getting crowded. It is growing and it is really becoming a popular place for people. And so we're just getting, more traffic, more congestion, more people. Then we talked about how there's limited shopping here. We do have a mall now, so that's a really good thing. And we have a Walmart, but you may have to travel. If you want to get a really big mall, you may have to travel down to San Diego or even into Orange County. Then we talked about some of the good things, that it's super close to airports. That makes it very convenient for a lot of people. We also said that Temecula is close to San Diego, you're close to the desert, so you're close to beaches, you're close to the desert, and you're close to the mountains, all within probably about an hour driving, so you can get to any of those things quickly. We talked about the beautiful scenery in Temecula. Sunrises, sunsets, and wine country is gorgeous. We talked about the wide variety of restaurants that Temecula has now, so you really have your pick when you want to go out to eat dinner. We also talked about affordable housing. Temecula is definitely more affordable than if you're heading down into San Diego County or going the opposite direction and going into Orange County. And then we talked about the wineries. The wineries out here are booming. over 50 now, so you have your pick of places to go. Thanks so much for watching my video, and if y'all haven't done it yet, can you do me a favor? Hit that subscribe button and hit the bell, and you get notified every single time I post a new video. And don't forget, I post new videos every single week.